a lot of people are like, why does someone like, I don't know, Tim Pool do what he does? Why does this happened with that Jason Hinkle guy too. Mm-hmm. And also Crowder on some level, I think has a lot of deep-seated father issues. I think actually Jimmy Dore has some issues with his dad.
Jesse Waters has some problems with his parents who don't approve.
That's true. It's very odd. Laura Ingraham has it with some of her family members.
This is a very fun subgenre of conservative media, I would say.
Yes.
Their family members hating them.
And let's be clear. There was a big story that Barry Weiss put out on her, Substack page or whatever, enterprise, about a whistleblower in a St. Louis Children's Hospital that was blowing the whistle on what she was seeing with the gender affirming care there, that it was completely irresponsible. They were forcing parents into, operations and they were not counseling kids and this and that. Made it sound like this was just like a factory where which incidentally was exactly the same thing that Project Veritas did with abortion clinics.
Right, exactly. I was just gonna say it's right down the street from the late-term abortion clinic.
Exactly. And then the St. Louis Dispatch did some research on this and actually did some actual reporting and talked to an enormous amount of the parents who went through there. And they're all like, I don't recognize anything of what this person was saying. And some people I knew this woman and I don't know what she's talking about. And the reporting that was done, editors and reporters completely debunked it. But once it gets out there, it becomes, fodder for all these things. And we're seeing on a daily basis now, laws being passed in Iowa and Idaho and Kansas and Texas and Dakotas. I mean, Florida, on and on, attacking trans people, attacking trans kids, attacking the parents of trans kids who are looking desperately to get health care for their kids.
The doctors, they're saying that these doctors, as opposed to the rest of them, are financially motivated to force kids into procedures that they're not ready for.
I mean, and it goes on and on. And there's no accountability for these people. Barry Weiss is just going to sail through this. She's not even going to think about it. No accountability. And this is across the board. I don't care if it's the sort of Matt Iglesias or the Jonathan Chaits or the Crowders. They're all part of the same project, whether they want to admit it or not. Whether it's, DeSantis or Crowder or, or Tim Pool. And there's these moments where there's accountability. Like this Barry Weiss situation is a big accountability moment for her. She won't take it, but hopefully people will realize she's full of crap. And on some level, these people who sort of ride this thin line and are on either side of it, well, maybe these are credible accusations. And the people who levy those accusations, those people right in there, maybe not so much the Crowder people, but these people are really important that we hold them to account because they speak to an audience who it's really important. Don't move in and don't get sucked down the Crowder pipeline, as it were. That's why those people right there are really important. And that's why,
they influenced the New York Times in their pushback against the petition.
Without a doubt. And you see this a guy like Iglesias where, Joe Biden is, supposedly reads Iglesias. And you see it in the DC crime bill. Iglesias' characterizations of things are repeated by Joe Biden. That's why these people are really important. And within the YouTube space, Tim Pool on issues like this is very important in that respect because his audience just thinks that Tim Pool's being reasonable about it. And
seeing both sides. Except for in every story selection.
Exactly. And so kudos to Tim Pool's father, who came out and said, apologize. Here is a tweet exchange. Here is Fire Phoenix says, I started watching your son back when I was a closeted trans woman back in 2020. Since then, I've come out and gotten more comfortable. I've genuinely gotten scared of him. Your son scares me so much. His rhetoric, his hate for me as a trans person, his hate for his family, his hate for in general will hurt people. He platforms really evil people and says effed up stuff. Sorry you have to deal with this mess. I hope you can find peace and you can all reconcile. Because apparently, Tim's not getting along with his family. Here's his dad, and we've confirmed this is his dad, right? I'm sorry that my son fuels division and for some hate. I never understand people that believe they should make decisions for other people in other situations. If I have not walked into the shoes of people, I will not make any decision on their lives, such as abortions or medical assistance for young people that desire transition. If minors, I hope their parents and medical professionals give them support so that they can live a life full of happiness. All of my best to you and yours. So, kudos.
Give him a show.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and did he do a video?
He has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that's where he was responding. And he's had a few videos here. I listened to this.
This isn't the first Poole family member we've heard from either on YouTube.
No, it is, again, just to return to what we were saying earlier, it is fascinating, the relationship with some of these right-wingers have with their family members. If it's not like a weird one, like Crowder with his dad, it's family members breaking apart saying, I can't endorse this person because they're so monstrous. But
interesting. My family loves me.
Yeah, same.
Mine.
Yeah. On the margins. All right. But this also, you can kind of tell it's his dad. They have a similar cadence, but.
Yeah, first things first. Anything I say is my opinion, but I am Tim Poole's dad. And I saw him on a video talking about Chelsea Handler. And he said some pretty big words about family. Now, if what he said is true, then I did a good job in raising him. But I haven't been seeing that. I haven't been seeing any family connections with Tim or his brother. So if Timmy sees this and he really feels about family the way he spoke, and he knows my phone number, we'll see.
Yeah. I didn't see that segment about Handler there, but the point is that, you got his dad coming out and basically saying, I'm sorry that my son is doing this. Who knows what the dynamic is there, but what's genuinely important in my mind is just that he's coming out there and in some way, taking some account. And it's interesting because you think about how much these right-wingers and these reactionary types sort of blame the parents and blame the families for what is going on with their kids. And, and attack parents who are taking their kids to a hospital to get some type of therapy, counseling, care, because of what they're going through, and are trying to disempower and attack these parents. Attacking parents because oh my God, you brought a baby to a mommy and me class and there's drag performers. Let me tell you what a baby takes away from a drag performance. Virtually nothing. It's there because if you're in a mommy and me class, your life is just completely a function of changing diapers, trying to get some sleep, dealing with your kid. The idea that you can go for some fun and see a drag performance and have a laugh with your kid, and your kid gets to see people dancing. It doesn't have the
some
ability.
Colors, right? That might distract them for a little bit.
My God, the way it's all people without children too. I'm convinced, who can't believe you're showing an 18-month-old child a drag performance.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?